Hey there, Sacer fans. We owe you an apology. Don't we owe him a nice little apology?
Wait. We sounds like a lot of people. You mean you owe them an apology? I've been nagging you the last 3 weeks to do a show, and you keep like giving me the cold shoulder, like an ex-girlfriend. Like I'm trying to get back with my girl over here, and you keep giving me the cold shoulder, and I'm like, what else am I supposed to do?
I know.
What else, Joao? What the hell is wrong with you?
I am absolutely the worst. Fine. I'll give the apology. I am so sorry. Before I grovel to our fans, you're listening to episode 60. Very special episode. I can't believe we made it this far. I can't believe we've lived this long. Right?
I can't believe you have not gotten COVID-19 just yet. Because it looks like all the Brazilians are getting it. So what's so special about you?
Actually, I'm glad that I saw that Neymar article because I assumed Brazilians couldn't get COVID-19 because we're such a superior race.
Did you know that Brazil is like one of the leaders in COVID-19? Are you not watching the news, buddy?
Yeah, I think Bolsonaro got COVID-19 himself. I think, right? But yeah, Soccer Stupid, the soccer podcast with João and Lui. Hey, that's good. I like that. That's good. Usually you do the Lui, but I like that. Uh-oh.
Oh, by the way,
what is that? He's showing a lot of alcohol, people. Sangria.
This is sangria. So,
is it iced tea? Is it iced tea?
No,
is it tea?
No, it's just sangria, man. Like, the fruit beverage, alcoholic beverage from Spain. So, the irony about this is, we're gonna have to talk about Barcelona and the way they have treated Messi.
Oh, yeah.
It's been very crummy. So today, that's why we're gonna have some sangria, so we can have the Spanish come out of me and be upset.
Oh yeah. So to answer your question, I've been wanting to do the pod. I've been so busy at work. Don't cry. I know. Oh, look at him. And I have a very simple brain. It's very one track. So it's very tough for me, like when something is like taking up a lot of that track, when there's a lot of traffic, the same type of traffic in that track, it's like it's hard for me to kind of peel away. So I give you an apology. Oh, guys, you can't see, folks who are just listening, pineapple chunks out of Luis's eyes, pineapple chunks, to quote Ray Hudson. But we're back. That's all that matters. That we're back. We didn't disappear. The plan wasn't to disappear. We're here.
We're back. Are we back next week, or this is gonna be like no, whenever Joao's little one track brain wants to do the show, like you gotta fix that, man. Come on, we got people. I've been hearing people like, hey, what's going on with you guys? I haven't heard the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I try to cover for you, but I'm tired. I'm tired of it, Joao.
No, we got this. We're gonna go back to weekly. And this time works out. So like, I'm actually, instead of in the garage, we have a horrible. If you don't know now, you're not watching the news. If you're in one of those climates where it's nice and cold and it's winter, we're living through
South America.
Pretty brutal heat wave here in California. What's the matter, California? And so yesterday was about 112, right? And then today it forecasted to 114, so it's probably going to be like 120 or something in the valley. Woo!
Well, that's the valley in Burbank. I live in Santa Clarita, and ours is even higher than that. Yesterday, I think it was like a 115, and today was, supposed to be 116, but we went outside with the kids because my wife, she has a problem.
You out.
She has a problem. She needs
to
take the kids out. Yeah. We went for a walk, and we ended up at the pool. Whoa. Calm down.
That horrible noise you just heard, everybody, was me knocking over the microphone. Not to interrupt. The microphone's fixed, but if you notice, it's on the little stand because my son was doing some a project for school or something, and he was doing a video, and he broke my stand. So I'm back to propping The microphone on the books here.
Funny, I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and that doesn't happen here. I wonder what's going on.
Well, they can't reach the mic. Just wait till
yeah, I know.
Just wait till they're like a teens, and then anything that's yours is theirs. And if it's broken, they take no responsibility.
And it's yours. It's like to be yours. No, but anyway, so we went for a walk today in the morning, and it was so bad. I mean, it was burning our skin, and so we ended up going to the pool, a community pool here. And we were there, and even at the pool, like you gotta get wet constantly because the sun, it just burns your skin.
Oof.
It's horrible, man.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
It's gonna be like this for the next. Well, today I think is the hottest, but the next are gonna be like in the hundreds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like I don't remember like when I was younger, that we ever hit 100. It was usually like 98, and we'll be like, oh, it's so hot, and now it's like 116, like 120, like. Dude,
so right now it's 12 noon on Saturday the 5th, right?
Sunday.
It's 104. Oh, is it Sunday? Jeez, Sunday. Man, I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's Sunday.
And I'm the one that doesn't have a job here.
Well, it's a 3-day weekend for us. Woot woot. So it's 104 right now, but around 3 o'clock, actually, oh my God. So yeah, right around 3 o'clock. When the sun, that's the hottest time of the day because the sun's directly overhead.
Right?
Directly overhead.
Because the sun, you would think
108.
Once the sun is like at noontime, that's when it's at its worst, right? But then when it comes down, that's where you get all these like heat come up.
I'm gonna Neil deGrasse Tyson you right now. The sun is directly overhead at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is the hottest time of the day. Write it down. Let's see a pen, paper. Does anybody have pens and papers anymore? Like, when was the last time you wrote a note? Like, freehand something, other than, like, signing a document, like, your prenup and your marriage?
My ICE documents that I will behave.
Your ICE document. I will stay in my garage. I will only do podcasts. How's the sangria?
Oh, this is not sangria yet.
Oh, not yet. You haven't got there yet.
No, this is for later.
I'm gonna
actually. I bought these at Trader Joe's. Not trying to give them props, but they're only $4.99, bro. $4.99 for this big bottle.
Well, drop me one, man. Next time I go outside, I want to see a bottle of sangria on my doorstep. Okay, and I want my security camera to catch you so I can post it again and go Louie, Santa Louie.
I'll probably replace the sangria with piss.
Oh God, I keep knocking into the mic. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna do, since we're talking about alcohol, I'm gonna do the beer of the pod. This is from wooden case. I can't even read. It's been so long that I haven't even been able to read. Wooden
nowadays.
Wooden Cask Brewing Company. It's the Kentucky Farmhand American Wheat. I don't know if you can see that, but that's Kentucky Farmhand Wheat beer.
I'm fully aware that the name of the state or city doesn't really count. Where in California was it brewed? I'm wondering.
No, this is my monthly. It might be one of my last months, but this is it's brewed from all around the country. All around the country. It's American beer, son. And this one's from Kentucky. I flew into Kentucky when Kentucky and Ohio or Cincinnati are like this. So you fly into Kentucky, Cincinnati Airport.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just flat. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of roux.
Do it.
It's okay. No, it's good.
Or the hype, just to be it's okay.
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's again, it's always funky when you drink something after when you already started a Stella. Everything else is like,
Well, it better be good, or else it's gonna fall into the below 4 rating.
I give it a look, Newport, Kentucky. This is proudly brewed in Newport, Kentucky. Born and raised. They spelled Kentucky wrong. Oh man. What do you think? I think before we move on, to the Saucer. And before we get into our Messi conversation, you and I had the privilege to crash Rob's 90+ extra time podcast. If you haven't heard it, go to his pod, find it right on not iTunes, but Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Yeah. Check it out. We crashed his podcast. We had a lot of fun talking about Messi and MLS and all that stuff. And if you're too lazy to go find them, you can check it out here on this podcast. Take a listen.
Let's just jump into it then. Okay, so the biggest thing that I'm going to be talking about is Messi. Messi leaving Barcelona. And you see I'm wearing my NYCFC shirt here.
I do.
I like that.
I do.
Because one of the things that I read was that Man City right now, in addition to trying to sign Messi to play at Man City, they want to add a clause in there that has him go to NYCFC after his time with Man City. So now he's 33 years old. You know, he might play in the Premier League for 2 seasons. But can you imagine Messi in the MLS and just what that would do for New York, my hometown?
I think if he goes anywhere, we want him in LA.
LAFC?
We want him in LA. Not only would my ticket sales go up, and if I wanted to sell, if I couldn't make a game, the prices would go.
That's true.
But
that is
Joao,
true.
you can resell them for even more, bro.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Right?
So you know what? We were not gonna do the podcast anymore. We're just gonna be like, we're leaving off the profits of our
Messi profits.
Yeah.
Right. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a long time until you see somebody like him in MLS, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that goes down to the individual, right? Like, you know, he would want to maybe eventually play in the U.S. You know, just have a namesake out there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe be closer to Argentina. Who knows?
That's true.
But didn't you say Cavani was supposed to play for Miami, Joao? That was you, right?
I thought he was coming to Miami, and there was a rumor mill with Suarez also going to.
Yeah, I just heard that too. Because apparently there's going to be like a mass exodus of players leaving Barcelona with Messi.
Well, if you think about it, it's like these little last, like the players that we know today, like the Suarez's, the Messis, the Cavani's, the Pogba's, you know, the big stars. Maybe Neymar's got a little. He's younger, right? So he's got a little bit more in him.
Yeah.
But those guys, I mean, there's going to be like an incredible amount of talents that's just going to be leaving. Maybe, you know, some of the bigger stages, right, in La Liga, and maybe even, you know, in Europe, and maybe coming to MLS. I'd be happy to have anybody. Like, I'm gonna make a lot of people mad, but like, you know, I still to this day do not find MLS appealing. Still, you know, like I haven't even really tuned in. Don't tell anybody to the
don't tell Vela
to a lot of the LAFC games. Don't tell Vela. Well, he doesn't even play. He doesn't even play right now.
Hey, he's back to playing though.
Yeah, he's back.
It hasn't pulled me in. It hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it hasn't pulled me in yet. You know, I keep saying this, like for LAFC, like where's the marquee player? I don't care if he, you know, has a hammy every 20 minutes. Like, where's the big shirt seller player that, you know,
wait, are you trying to get Di
crowds,
Maria
right?
to play for LAFC or what?
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't I've been waiting for the same thing for MLS. I mean, the U.S., we have some of the greatest athletes on the planet. And for whatever reason, we're not a good soccer nation. We're for whatever, I mean, for the men. Women, obviously, we are. But for the men, the thing that kills me is that soccer is the number one sport for kids under the age of 12. And then afterwards, it just...
And Louis. Yeah.
Hey, I got my boy who's like 2 years old already, and he's already doing his soccer thing. So watch out, Joao.
He's practicing his bicycle kicks every day.
He's going to not make you, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I think it's too soon for Messi to answer your question. I mean, too soon for him to be coming to MLS. He'll hit the you know, maybe English. I see him in EPL. I can imagine the Man City transfer if that ever happens. Yep. I bet he stays in Barcelona. That's my guess. but I can imagine him, and I would love to have him in EPL and see what damage he does.
And well, so the president of Barcelona, he's saying that he'll resign in order to keep Messi at the club, which is crazy. But at the same time, PSG, they're going to make a bid. And one of the things I read was that they're talking about offering him 900,000 euros a week after taxes to lure him to Paris. That'd be insane. That'd be insane.
I mean,
do you see Messi as a guy who follows the money?
No. But I also saw Messi as never leaving Barcelona.
Yeah. Well, they raised him, right? They raised him as a pup.
Yeah.
He showed up in a little basket on their doorstep.
Yep, from
right?
Krypton.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Going to PSG, I mean, having Neymar there, played with them before and had success with them, I think that could be a trigger for him to be like, hey, why not? I think PSG, and if he goes there, he's gonna be breaking more records because like they're such a great team that it's gonna be so much easier for him to just dominate and just, you know what I mean? It'll be like playing for MLS and you have an all-star team and everybody else sucks.
Yep.
He's gonna completely Ballon d'Or is gonna be coming to him. The goal, I mean, the goal boot, is that what it's called? I'm sorry.
Golden Boot. Yep.
The Golden Boot. He's gonna be like completely like easy game. Like it's almost like me playing you, Joao, in FIFA 20, like beating you 10-0 and be like So I think like I would like him to go to a more competitive, like EPL will be the place.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about like EPL being like the most competitive league. In
absolutely.
I think so. So I would rather have him go there and be successful and be like, you know what, I belong, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be like, could Messi been good?
Yeah.
He would have gone to the EPL.
I've read an argument though, and I think I'm for it, where he may also not want to go to EPL because EPL is incredibly demanding and challenging and competitive. Where you have these, it's really fast paced. It's really you get the scrappy teams, and it's it's high contact, right? And I can imagine maybe at the end of his career, maybe not wanting to, kind of deal with that. Who knows?
So he could be a little bit more like injury prone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or there's just something that he's not used to, and he's he's at sort of the end of his, like. You know
what though? It's not. It cannot be worse than South America, because South America soccer is like dirty. So every time he plays, like even though he plays not as many games.
That's just Sergio Aguero. It's not the.
That's what I'm saying. Like whenever they go to South America, it's gonna be competitive and it's gonna be dirty.
Yeah.
That's how they play in South
America.
So that will be a little bit less in EPL, but still it's gonna be a little bit more challenging, like you said. And who knows?
And I think too, like by him going there, it's just gonna prove how much greater of a player he is. Because everybody says La Liga is only 3 teams. But I think, him going and play, I don't know how he would play and fit into Man City. I'm sure Pep would find a way to get him in there. Plus, they just got rid of Leroy Sané. So, but yeah, I think he doesn't have to prove himself at this point because he's Messi. But going there and winning a championship, even if it is with Man City, one of the best teams in the world, it would still say a lot for his legacy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he should go. I think he should go to like Norwich. And we just got relegated. And bring them back to the relegation, and then win the league with them. That would be a feat, right?
Yeah, that or Sunderland. Sunderland do it twice.
Bring Sunderland back. Yep. That'd be amazing.
Go to Leeds. I mean, the coach is Argentinian, so.
Oh yeah, Bielsa. Yep.
Yeah.
Bro. There you go.
Yep.
Louis' audio. There's always
I think your audio is dropping off a little.
It's either audio. Yeah, really? It's okay though. We don't need to hear you. Yeah. I'll just talk for you. Oh, great.
I don't gonna go there, but anyway.
Check your connection. Wiggle the wire. You can cut all this out. Rob.
Yeah.
Or keep it in.
I'll keep it in.
Just hey, for your listeners, it's not a surprise. Louis having technical difficulties. Again, hey Rob, what part of are you?
Microphone. That's why.
Rob, are you closer to Dallas or are you closer to Houston?
I think I'm closer to Houston, but I'm still like 3 hours west of Houston.
Right. I'm gonna wear my Houston hat. So you feel better. There we go.
The
That guy
cheaters.
does not
The
have-
cheaters.
That's right. Oh, dude, I should have worn it. I go around. Well, I don't do it anymore, but part of my bucket list is to hit every baseball stadium.
Okay.
And I went to the last Houston game in Houston of the season, and they gave away a replica World Series ring.
Really?
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. And I felt good about it because I took from one Houston fan. Like one Houston fan didn't get the ring because I had it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, can't stand the Houston Astros. I mean, but it is what it is. People say that the Yankees cheat too. I think everybody cheats. Some people just don't get caught.
Everybody's cheating. We're all cheaters.
So
Louis is a big cheater.
Me? Never.
Yep. So what else is going on? Oh, another thing that I saw in the news today, Paul Pogba tested positive for COVID-19. Did you see that? He didn't get selected for the French team that's going to be playing in the Nations League matches like in a couple of weeks. But yeah, he just tested positive for COVID.
So wait, is the Euro Cup happening? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's for the UEFA Nations League. It's like that tournament they made up just to fill in like the friendly dates or on the FIFA calendar. So, but he won't be on that because he just tested positive, and he's probably going to be late rejoining Manchester United when the Premier League season starts up again.
I think it's deliberate. Yeah, I think it's deliberate. I think they saw his progress or his performance this season, and somebody like coughed right before his test, just like coughed right into his mouth, and he took the test just so he could be on the national team.
They were like,
"That's my guess."
Hey, here you go, buddy.
Or maybe he's trying to work his way to Barcelona now that Messi's going to be leaving. You never know.
Maybe.
Never know.
I wonder where he is. Was that you watch this? He's like he's one of those players that you watch play, and if you really look at like he does some amazing stuff on the pitch. Like it doesn't end up always resulting in a goal, so you don't remember it, or you go like, oh shit, this guy. But if you really watch him play, his skill is crazy. But I wonder where he is in his. When you think of like the chapters where we're talking about Messi, and he's probably at the last chapter of his playing career. Pogba's probably there a little bit. He's been kind of injury prone. I wonder where he is, and seeing if he goes somewhere, maybe not as an elite team, but somewhere else. I'd be curious to see what happens with him.
Because I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his late 20s, like 29.
Yeah.
I don't think he's quite 30 yet, but I mean, he's got his World Cup under his belt. I don't know if he's won the Champions League. I don't think so.
It's true.
So
he kind of reminds me of Balotelli. You remember Balotelli? Like he was this great player, but somehow like
the flashiness.
Yeah, the flashiness about him, but like just didn't have it. Like like remember that you sent that video, Joao, where like he was completely open for a goal shot, and he's trying to do a fancy play, and he goes out of bounds.
Total
that
jerk.
kind of.
Yeah.
I would have been so mad if I were his coach.
Yeah. And wasn't that
you know what?
I thought that was here too. Wasn't that during
in MLS? I was going to say it was in they were playing he was an MLS team.
He was Manchester City. It was Manchester City versus I can't remember which MLS team it was, but it was like some friendly or whatever. But still, it was that's up there with not shaking the hand of the coach. It's like he thought that who he was playing was so beneath him that he would just do some funky thing and didn't even care that nothing happened with it, And I would be furious as a fan if I was watching that.
Yeah.
You go to see these players, you spend good money to see these players, you want to see them actually play, right?
Yeah. Unless you're a Balotelli fan, then you know he's going to do that,
Yeah.
But he had the opportunity to be great, and he just squandered it. It seemed like, I mean, he had a couple of good seasons at Man City, and now I don't even know who he plays for. He's playing for Brescia in Italy. They're about to get relegated, or did get relegated.
We need VAR on here to let us know where he is today.
Oh yeah.
He probably doesn't have a team. He probably literally does not have a team. I can look that up.
MLS.
Yeah, I'd love for MLS. I think give it maybe 5 more years or so to start padding it up and making it a little bit more interesting. It's just it just doesn't really pull you in. Like I have my reasons why I don't watch La Liga because again it's always Barcelona, it's always Real, maybe Atletico. France's PSG. You got Bayern. You hate them, right?
Absolutely hate them. I cannot stand them.
But and that's the reason I watch only EPL because again, scrappy. We talk about this all the time, right? Scrappy.
It's gonna be either Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U.
Well, those would be like the top six, but any particular
for
game,
the most part.
Any particular game, like you watch, some scrappy team can beat the top club, and they're making more money than the team where like one player's salary can be like half the team. You know what I mean? And then they beat them 3-0. There was a couple of those games this season where I think it was like Norwich, remember, who beat Manchester City, and I did That's where I got the whole Pookie thing because he scored like 2 goals on
Timo Pookie.
Yeah, Timo Pookie. Yeah. But that's why I love EPL solely for that reason. That scrappy wins. Yeah, scrappy wins.
And they're good because it's like any given Sunday. It really is. Unlike the Bundesliga, which I watch a lot of Bundesliga, and I'm glad Stuttgart's back up in the Bundesliga. But the Bayern team that just won the Champions League. 3 players on that team are former Stuttgart players.
Oh, really? Huh.
Serge Gnabry, Joshua Kimmich, and Benjamin Pavard. And Timo Werner, who's in Chelsea now, also came from Stuttgart.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Like the rich teams,
they just buy them up. They buy them up.
Yeah.
And Stuttgart sold Timo Werner for I think $7 million. It might have been $10 million they sold him for, and he just went to Chelsea for $60 or $65 million.
That's got to be infuriating.
It is.
Your hatred for Bayern makes a lot of sense now.
Yep. And I have a coworker. He's a huge Bayern fan. He likes Manchester United as well, and he just made fun of me for the last week because of that. He's like, look at this. This is what Stuttgart's roster would be like if you guys held on to players, and it's tragic. It almost made me cry. It almost made me cry.
We all got friends like that.
Yeah, don't we?
Louis down here for me. He's always down here.
You're down here for me.
He's always down here.
Joao, stop it. What are you doing? Calm down, bro.
What a jerk. What a jerk. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
Joao, he's been watching the the Last Dance too.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch basketball, but he always has an opinion.
Who, me?
Yeah, you do. So he was low. The part about Rob and I, we know basketball, and he's a Knicks fan, and I'm a Lakers fan. So we have, we it's hard for us to watch the whole thing, or at least for me, because I lived it, and he lived it too because of being a Knicks fan. But you, on the other hand, you're like, oh, this is great.
Oh man,
great production. I love it. And I'm like, you gotta slap you.
You got to put first of all, it's a great documentary.
Yes, it was well put together.
And that's what I was talking about. Thank you. It was well put together, And also for me, though,
would have been against Liverpool, you would have been upset. Yeah. So let's put that out there.
Listen,
put your heart on the shelf, man. Put your heart on the shelf. It was good. It was good production.
Like I told Louis, some of the scars that were reopened watching that documentary.
Yeah,
it brought me back to the mid '90s, and I was just upset at the world.
See, so. I was having like '90s flashbacks, and I'm like, the '90s were great. I think
the '90s.
I was just a kid.
So was I.
Louis about 35 years old in the '90s.
I was already 40, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't watching Friends.
What is that?
I've never watched an episode of Friends. I know Ross. Ross is one of them.
Okay. You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
All those shows are getting a resurgent. They have, apparently it's really popular with teens today. It's like, why?
That's
why?
That's
why are the shows? It's all coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, gents, sorry to keep this so short because I know we could go on for hours and hours, but I want to thank you guys for doing this. I've been wanting to have you guys on for a long time. Mainly the reason I haven't done it is because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out the Zoom recording or anything. But now, helping the kids out with school, I'm a little bit more Zoom proficient than I was on Sunday. So
I thought you were gonna say that they helped you with your Zoom. Here's how you do it, Dad.
No.
Sounds like Joao's life.
It's like my life. No, they just take my equipment and they break it.
Yeah. Make him
You
work
need
it
to
off.
upgrade, man.
Make
You need
him
to upgrade.
And the cats with the blinds. My whole life it's falling apart here. It's falling apart.
Man.
Cool. It was great. Thanks for having us on your show. And we're big fans, and we watch it. We listen to it all the time. And we'd be happy to have you back on Soccer Stupid, the soccer podcast.
The two Californian fans you have.
They're here. California.
Something that you guys don't do anymore. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, so I've been playing this stupid game called Bro Force. I don't know if you guys have ever played it. It's like this dumb game. It's like a eight pixel game, but it's on PlayStation and it has like it's basically like the Expendables in a video game. But if you get shot once, you die. So it's this ridiculous game. But at the end of every level, to complete it, you have to jump onto the helicopter and it takes you off, right? It's like basically just making fun of all the 80s.
I was dead. Can't jump.
It just makes fun of all the 80s movies. And I was thinking, I was like, yo, you guys never say, get to the soccer. You guys never do that anymore. You guys got to bring that back. You guys got to bring that back.
Yeah, when we first started, right? I feel like it was like the first 30 episodes. We get to the saga.
Yeah. You guys got to bring that back.
Yeah.
If we ever get to do the show,
I'm not doing another show until Luis can grow a beard. Come on.
Oh, we're done.
Round two here. Round two.
Dude, it's growing.
Yeah, you got a little bit. I see a little bit down there.
Well, you know what though? It grows more up here.
Yeah.
Than down here.
It just comes back and it just goes up here instead.
And down there too.
Yeah. All right, gents. Thank you so much. And let me know anytime you guys want me to be on. I'm down. You guys are welcome more than anybody else to be on the show. So
maybe you guys
are the reason why I even have my show. I've told you that before. It's the truth. So.
We're so sorry.
You could have done better. You got Joe Rogan out there. You have. I can go on. I'm not going to give publicity to anybody else, but
those guys don't need it. Those guys don't need it.
They're good. But Rob, thanks, man.
Thanks a bunch.
We're a big fan of you too, man. You're cool. You're a cool dude.
Thank you, Joao.
It's true.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay out of the heat.
I know. That was a lot of fun. It was fun. It was good seeing Rob too. We hadn't seen him since we did our podcast, and we keep in touch, right? So, any interesting articles, things that are going on in the soccer world, we still talk to Rob a lot on that stuff.
I was gonna say, Rob has been one of the guys that we've kept in touch with, and we not only talk about soccer, but we also play FIFA 20 with them, and so we've become good friends. I gotta say, Joao, he's a good guy. And every time how you and I we text over games, right? We'll be talking about Liverpool is playing, blah blah blah. We have this commentary going on. Now Rob is part of that team. Rob also, we also get to talk to him and have his point of view. So Rob, you're cool, man.
Don't blame him, Rob. He doesn't think so. This is all a lie. Yeah, see, he's shaking his head.
He paid me.
He's paying you to say nice things about him. But we talked a lot about Messi, right? And Barcelona. What's going on? You said you did some reading, which I don't believe, which we all know you don't know how to read. But what's going on in the Barcelona world? What's happening? Is Messi gonna leave?
Dude,
is he stuck?
I feel like my loyalty to Barcelona, it's wavering, dude. It's kind of sad,
Finally, leave the dark side. Come into the light side.
No, Barcelona. It's always been. I feel like it's always been the team for the people. For respecting their players, treating their people right, and it has the complete 180 has happened to them.
Yeah.
And starting with first of all, it was Luis Suarez. That's how this whole thing blew up. So the new president wants to get rid of a lot of their stars because they don't feel like they're producing, and they went behind their backs, and they were just like, we're getting rid of you, and so somehow Suarez, it leaked out, and Suarez found out, and so Suarez is one of Messi's best friends, and so it trickled down to Messi, and so from then on it was just Barcelona just supposedly the president and Messi had a chat before before the whole COVID thing, and he told Messi, hey, if you want to go after the season, you're more than welcome. Like, you don't, just do what you need to do. And so Messi was like, yeah, well, I those were my plans, but I didn't want to say anything because that was before like the whole UEFA thing, La Liga. So he didn't want to start rumors and affecting the team, and for them to like completely miss the goal, right? Which is like to win all these cups. Even though it happened, like, all these mess happened with them not winning anything, but nonetheless, they didn't have the Messi story that he was going to leave.
Yeah.
So now that the season is over and everything is done, Messi's like, okay, I went out. And so the president changed his mind. He's like, hey, dude, you still got to play another year.
El Presidente.
And it's like, El Presidente. And then Messi was like, but we had this agreement, you and I. It was a verbal agreement, and sometimes as a man, if you tell me something, Joao, I believe you, maybe. But, like if you're like the owner of Barcelona and you're telling me like, hey, man, you have my word that you can go wherever you want to after the season, I'll take your word.
Yeah.
I've been playing for you for over like 20 years, like all my life I've been here. And so for that to have changed at the end, completely like messed up the whole, like, the relationship that Messi had with them. It's almost like he went business first instead of like showing some sort of loyalty to Messi and be like, hey, just go, go. And so now Messi is like, you know what, I'll stay here. And that's the thing about Messi that I appreciate. He's one of those good guys, It's like, you know what, I'll play here and I'll give it my best. We're gonna do, our best to win more cups. But at the end of the year, which he's going to be a little older now, next year, who knows how great he's going to be next year.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to have the opportunity to go somewhere else. So I don't know, man. I thought it was kind of crummy, like.
So is he sticking around or? Yeah, guess
he's going to stick around for this year.
We should have made a bet, you, me, and Rob, because that's exactly what I said. I said he's not going anywhere. I bet he's not going anywhere. I mean, how many times have we seen this, right? Messi's going to go, oh my God, he's going to finally leave. He's not going to be, and then even like in the World Cup when it all fails, like he's not going to do, what do you call it, international football anymore, and then he's back. He's not going anywhere. He's a slave to Barcelona.
I just feel like
there's an evil guy. There's a guy, Spanish guy with a cat. He's like, oh, you're trying to leave, huh, Messi? You know what I mean? Like there's somebody, he's got chains around his ankles. I mean, it's just too much money. I mean,
700. I think it's supposed to be like $700 million. Or
I mean, I don't mean how much he is worth. As like,
no. I'm saying,
I mean, like in general, like he's a product, right? Like it's like take the most, the best-selling product off the shelf, and
right.
I mean, they're not going to let that go easily.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that if they were to go to court, I think he's supposed to pay back $700 million to Barcelona,
God.
Which is like insane. He's like,
I can't even imagine paying $700 somewhere.
I'll stay another year. It's okay. I got this. Hey, if I was Messi, I would be like, first game, I just purposely injure myself.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. What about the coach, Robert Koeman? What's interesting about him is like he's, what did he do recently? Everton, Southampton. He has some big clubs. I'm looking at him right now. At some point, he coached. He's all over the place. Valencia, PSV, Ajax.
Well, that's when you're not a good coach.
He was an assistant. This is where he got his Barcelona roots. 1998-2000 season. I think you were about 48 years old. He was assistant coach, Barcelona.
2008, you said?
1998.
Oh, wow.
2000. So that's his Barcelona.
Dude, I just had graduated from 2 years before I had graduated from high school.
Yeah, but he wasn't able to do anything with Everton. He didn't do much with Southampton. He's coach of Netherlands, but that was interesting. I was curious to see him to be not the new Barcelona coach.
Well, that's the problem, though. It seems like Barcelona is not committed to be better, and that's what bothers Messi. Messi knows that he's getting older, and that's what he said. I want to compete, and I want to be able to win and get more like cups or whatever, championships. And Barcelona has shifted from that. Like now they got rid of Suarez, so now they're gonna, Messi's gonna be there, but like
where's
the
Suarez?
other
Suarez
players.
is going to what? PSG?
The report is that he's gonna go to Juventus. So.
Oh.
So
yeah.
that
we talked about that. He's going to be teammates with his old World Cup snack.
Chiellini, yeah. Now he doesn't have to go so far to bite. It's gonna be right there. Like, hey, buddy.
It's funny if he's on the news for biting his own teammate.
It's gonna be kind of awkward, him going there like, hey, by the way, Suarez, our new player. Chiellini will be like, oh, that guy.
He's gonna be running, just chasing him around the that's gonna be training. Catch me if you can. Oh man, I'm a spicy meatball. Because he's Italian, isn't he Italian? He's got to be Italian. Yeah. I insulted every Italian who watches or listens to us. You've done it again, Joao. You've done it again.
That's where numbers are here, Joao. We need to be up here.
Hey, our last episode 59 that we did 3 weeks ago, as if we want to talk about ratings, they actually did pretty good. We had a lot of downloads for that one. So I think people waiting for us to do the next pod, they just download the same episode over and over again. Like, I just listened to this one more time.
Now I'm just gonna say, like 3 weeks later, they're like, "Oh, these guys suck. There's no show. Forget this. Let me go with Rob."
Hey, and I want to thank Rob because it helped me, going back to my one-track mind. When we did that interview, it kind of it pulled me back into the podcast lane. So I think
it takes Rob for you to get back on track. I keep begging for you to come back, and you're like giving me like the.
Hey, you're busy though. I've seen some pictures of you.
Hey, I still make time for you. I'm always like, dude, are we gonna do the show tonight? You know what? I got too many tracks in my head with my kids and my life. I still make another track for the show.
Hey, this time works perfectly. Evenings are tough now because I have such early morning meetings these days because I have a lot of meetings with folks who are other time zones where it's a little later for them. So a lot of our meetings are early.
And I'm sure your HBO Max, Lost.
And
so much work.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And then you have Prime. You have so much work.
I have a schedule in the evening. It's dinner. It's Lost. Get kids to bed, and then I just watch whatever's on HBO until I fall asleep.
I guess the podcast is not important enough, huh?
Oh, this was not the right time to fall asleep. But you've been busy. I mean, I've seen you're doing some gardening.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
So we hired this guy. He's amazing, by the way. If you ever need work, dude, seriously, if you ever need work in your house, things to be fixed. I know a guy. He's amazing. He charges very little. Yeah. Because he's undocumented. His work is guaranteed. He lives far away, by the way, very far away. So anyhow, this guy, built planters on my slope. So we have about 11 planters.
It looked great. I saw that. I was like,
dude, amazing.
You know what? I thought you did it. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to hire Luis for very little money.
I'm not a handyman, dude. Come on. I'm like a disappointment of Latino right here. Like,
no, I'm the worst.
He's like Mexican guy pays. Stupid. Like, right? Anyway, so funny story, by the way. I don't know if I told you this, but I needed dirt because we didn't have enough to fill out all the planters. Mm-hmm. So did you know that you can get free dirt from companies that do construction? So anyhow, so it's more expensive for them to get rid of the dirt and dump it somewhere where it's like professionally done, I guess. So I got this number and it said free dirt. So I called the guy up and he's like, yeah, dude, we're here in downtown LA. I'll bring a truck full of dirt for you. And then the dude did that. Like he came 3 days later and brought like a big old truck, dump all the dirt in here. So that part I've been actually doing. I've been grabbing dirt and filling out all the planters.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we planted a few. Like right now we have a few plants, but the sun is so hot that it's like they kind of don't stand a chance. Even
What,
though
what kind of plants are you trying to do? Like foods, vegetables, and stuff, or are you trying to look at flowers? 'Cause I can give you some tips. I can give you some tips, dude.
No, actually, fruits, tomato,
Yeah,
cucumbers.
tomatoes are
We
very
got
easy.
we got 3 trees going up there. We have a lemon tree, a
This guy.
dwarf orange tree, and we have figs.
Nice.
And so we got those planted up there. And dude, it's been fun because my son, they get involved, but I'm like that parent is like, don't touch that, don't touch that. It has to be my wife, like and then you saw that photo where like my wife posted a video of him in the mud. I was watering, and all of a sudden I noticed him there, and I was like, he was so quiet, and I was like, what is he doing up there?
Oh no.
I go there and I was like, he's like sitting on the mud, no underwear, and just doing this, and I'm like,
that's
I'm not even gonna fight that.
Hey, that's good parenting though. That's how little kids learn, right? They learn with their hands. They're doing, and I think I said this on the pod too, and to drop Neil deGrasse Tyson's name again, with his, I remember him. It always kind of stuck with me. He had a parenting tip about, let your children bang the pots and pans because they're learning about sound. So it's like, and that kind of really stuck to me. And so as a parent, like when they're doing things that are like, it's chaos to us, right? Like if it's an adult doing it, you want to like, wring their neck. But you gotta like step back and remember, this is how they learn, and just let it happen. Just have them just do it. But you gotta like kind of like remind yourself like, this is insanity. I gotta stop this. But you gotta be like, you know what? He's learning something. Go ahead, do it.
I was gonna say, I gotta give you props because some of my parentings actually come from you. One of the things that I always try to remember, but I always forget, is what you say. Like, you gotta remember they're not at your level. They're learning. They're learning, like, so they don't, everything is new to them. But sometimes you think that they know, right? Like, Andre, did I just tell you that? Like, why are you doing that again? They don't get it yet. It's like, everything is brand new. Yep. And so that's like the one thing that I try to remember about you. You're like, hey, just remember that
just breathe.
They're breathe, and they're young, and they're learning, and that's how they learn.
Yep.
One thing though that I do have a problem with is that so one of my cats goes into a cubby or one of the cabinets in there.
Yeah.
And then my younger son kept opening, and he was like putting his hand in there, and eventually she went after him.
Yeah.
She scratched him all over the place.
That's learning. That's also like, learning.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, this is how I feel. Like, I think he's too young to learn. So he keeps doing it again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not gonna let the cat cut his arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I gotta step up and be like, Andre or Alec, get out of there. And my wife is different. My wife is like, no, let them learn. I'm like, no, he's not learning. Like he already got scratched pretty bad. I'm not gonna allow it.
You gotta draw the line somewhere. It's like, they're about to put their finger in the socket. You don't stand back and go, let's see what happens. Let them learn. Yeah. So some areas you gotta be like, he's gonna scratch your arm off. Okay, so don't do that.
You sometimes we gotta be the adults. That's what I feel like. You gotta be the adult. Yeah. You know better. You don't want like for example, people say like if you jump off the cliff, are you gonna do it? I'm not gonna allow my kid to jump off the cliff for him to learn. It's gonna be a very short learning because he's gonna,
Yeah, you learned. There you go. You're dead now. You happy?
You happy? You happy? Now let me drink some of this sangria.
Sangria. Welcome to España, where we drink sangria. That's a great name. I like that name, sangria.
Funny story says, produced in France.
Oh.
No, I'm disappointed. It's supposed to be from Spain, bro. It's supposed to be from Spain.
Maybe sangria is actually French.
And sangria, no. Anyway, look at the name. Check out the name. It says Maria Lola. Maria Lola. Sangria, so that's very Spanish. I don't think
it does. Yeah,
there's no French.
I don't know, Maria. Hey, Maria. Hey, Maria could be Italian. It could be. Oh wait, you said French. French, yeah.
French, yes.
Yeah, it's not very. Yes. Maria, it'd be Maria. Ooh, damn! He filled that up right to the That's one thing the kids do too. Is they'll fill up their water like right to that. I'm like, really? You got to fill it up right to the top, and then they'll put the ice in. I'm like, really?
You're 20 years old. Really? 20 years old. What's wrong with you?
That's gonna be my big thing is I always make fun about them not knowing Newton's law of gravity. Like always they'll put food on their plate, but they always have like in the slant and like things like fall off, and I'm like, you just learning about gravity today? Really? It's usually my argument is like they constantly drop in things. I'm like, why? You can't teach about that. You can only make fun. You can only make fun. Only make fun. Are you watching any of the UEFA Euro whatchamadoodles that are going on, or the
is it the Euro Cup?
Yeah. Are you watching any of that stuff?
I should.
You should, you son of a bitch.
Hey, listen, the Euro Cup is like the what's it called? Like the Copa America of the Americas. So it's very fun, dude. Like
España is playing right now against Ukraine.
Is it
3-0?
Spain?
España versus the Ukraine.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was on my list. ESPN Plus. A lot of the games are on ESPN Plus.
What happened?
A lot of the games are on ESPN Plus.
Do you have access to it?
Write it down. ESPN Plus.
Minus?
Impossible. There's some good. I'm trying to think. There's only maybe one really good game. Tomorrow you get Netherlands versus Italy. It should be interesting. And that's really it. And everything else is just like,
it's going to be interesting to see Italy maybe get out of that hole that they've been in for the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
They didn't make the World Cup. The Euro
That's
Cup,
right.
they got blown out by Spain at one point in time.
Too many cannolis.
Yeah, too many cannolis.
Hey, are you a cannoli guy or are you a pizza guy?
Pizza guy.
Yeah. My kids are all getting into cannolis. They're really enjoying cannolis. I never grew up. I used to eat a lot of pizza growing up in New York, and I never got cannolis. I might never even had a cannoli. Now we get them like every few weeks. We'll go to this place called Reno's Pizza. Great pizza. If you're in the valley, check it out. And we got great cannolis. We always get a big pizza pie and a little pizza pie. That's for me. And then a cannoli. It's excellent.
When I first moved to this country, I remember we went to
moved
moved from El Salvador to this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I thought escaped from.
That's the next episode.
That's the next escape from El Salvador.
Anyhow, so I remember when I went to an Italian restaurant, I saw the word calzone. You know a calzone? For us, calzone is underwear. That's what.
Oh shit! You know what? I meant calzone. I've been saying cannoli this whole time. But
calzone.
I was talking about calzones.
I was wondering, like, cannoli.
Yeah, what the hell is a cannoli? All right, you talk. I'm gonna look up a cannoli.
Yeah, look at that because now I'm curious. Anyhow, so calzone, it's an underwear, but it's like it's like a slang. Yeah, in Spanish, it's like a slang for underwear. So when I first saw that, I was like, I guess I'm gonna get an underwear to eat today.
Oh, here we go. Cannolis are a pastry consisting of tube-shaped shells of fried pastry dough filled with sweet, creamy filling, usually containing ricotta. I love ricotta. Dude, I can take baths of ricotta. Oh,
well, is that like it looks like a straw? Is that a cannoli? Like,
it looks a little bit like a egg roll or something like that. It's like, see that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cannoli.
Hey, you freaking cannoli! What are you doing? You milk? Hey, how many cannolis do you want? 2?
Bye, you bastard!
It's a great episode of. I don't know if you ever got into The Sopranos, but one of the characters at some point he's at like an Italian bakery in Little Italy, and he gets in. He pulls the what do you call it? The numbers when you get a weight. You pull the little paper numbers, and he's sitting there and he's calling everybody besides him, and then they do kind of like a time lapse of him just sitting there, and the guy keeps calling him in. And then nobody's in the store, and he's about to go up, and then a big guy comes in, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, how can I help you?" to the big guy instead of him, And the guy's like, you know what? And he's like, get the fuck out, we're closed. And he closes the door and he pulls out a gun and he goes around the counter and he goes, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Is it me? Tell me. And then he ends up like shooting him in the foot. And he's like, put the cannolis in the box.
No, Joe, you just used a curse word in there, man.
I know. I was quoting. Relax. I'll bleep it all. I'll bleep it all.
I like when you say, I'm going to bleep this out, and he just boom, shows up.
I'm sure a lot of like 10-year-olds are listening to Soccer Stupid, the soccer podcast. I can't listen anymore.
I guess that my kids won't be able to listen this week. You know, we have that. Yeah. We have a family meeting, and what we do is like we listen to the podcast. I guess we're gonna have to cancel for the 4th week, Joao. 4th week. Oh, I'm sorry.
My wife's always making fun that I have to listen to the podcast because I do a QC. I call it a QC, where I'll once I get it edited and I upload it, and then when I walk the dog, I'll listen to the podcast. Usually I'm still listening to it when I get back. My wife's always making fun of me that like, you like the sound of your own voice, and I'm like, I have to listen to it. I have to listen to it. It is the best podcast out there in the world. In the world.
Dude, I'm already losing some pounds over here, bro. Look. Woo.
Oh man. I like look, I had no sweat on me. Central air. Up here, look, you can see it in the light. No sweat beads here.
Dude. Well, my kids are taking a nap, so I cannot take one of their rooms because we're too loud, by the way. Yeah. Just FYI.
Yep.
And they'll hear me, and if they wake up, podcast is over. What are you eating over there, man?
Beef jerky, man.
Did you make it yourself?
Yeah. I haven't made beef jerky in a while. I do need to get back into it.
It looks like a smashed strawberry.
No, this is the best stuff. If you ever go into any store, get Old Trapper beef jerky. It comes in a little bag, $15. It's like the best stuff. You're not a beef jerky guy, are you?
I'm not. I like my meat to be nice and soft and juicy and stuff, not dry and. Really?
I don't know what it is, man. It's a great snack. You're sitting there watching what? You watch Saucer.
It's
like
snack.
chips. It's like yeah.
You're trying to get a heart attack or something?
Well,
I have regular chips, brother. Regular chips.
Anyway, kind of stepping back a bunch. We're talking about gardening. I was able to grow some tomatoes. It's the first thing I've ever grown that you can eat. Besides beef jerky. Oh yeah, that's a lot of sweat, dude.
Yeah,
that's a lot of sweat.
But you know what? For the show, anything, Joao. My 4th track right now is working hard. It's my 4th track.
Sacrifice.
This is going. So wait. So what happened? Tomato look great. That tomato looked great, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It looked nice.
It
looked nice. I cut it open and wasn't quite ready yet, even though it's changing colors. Wasn't quite ready yet. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like you can grow them, but I never know when to pick them. When's the right time?
Funny story. We have a fig tree, and my wife. He had fruits, and then I was like, I don't think it's ready yet, Ollie. Like, maybe you shouldn't cut it. And she was like, no, it's purple. And I'm like, yeah, but it has to be a little bit more, like I can tell, I guess.
Everything's an argument.
She cut it, and now, I was like, okay, whatever, sure. And so she's like, she cut it in half, and then she bites it, and it was good.
Oh.
But it could have been better if you would let it be there a couple other days.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I need a couple more days.
Yeah, for me, it's very hard to be honest, like not be honest with my wife. I gotta be honest. So
wait, it's hard for you to be honest, or
not to be honest. Not to be honest. It's hard for me to lie. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, I gotta say like, she's like, oh, this is really good, and I tried. I was like, it needed a couple of more days.
That's good.
But yeah. You know what? This is the thing about Russians. They say they like it straight. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't like you to go around the bushes. And I can do that. I can go to the point whether it's gonna hurt her feelings or not.
Yeah.
But that's always
in Russia, figs eat you. That's good. I think a lot of people are doing that now. Like I'm also growing basil. And you too. I think that's an easy one. I basically went online and I said, what is easy? What are the easiest things to plant? And one thing is not doing well is that nothing's coming up. I don't know what I did wrong. It's also another like tomatoes where they need like 6 hours of like direct sunlight. Was peppers. We eat a lot of peppers, like the red peppers, and they're not growing. Like nothing. I even have a little thingy where they can grow up it. I forget what they're called, like trestles or something. And nothing's happening. Everything else grew just fine except for that. And I don't know what. I even put a little bit of fertilizer in there. Maybe I just didn't. I don't know what I did wrong. My peppers.
Listen, you're supposed to talk to your plants. You're supposed to caress them.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do. I have my apple tree that I got. I'm very, very nice to it. I'm very nice to it.
So you're very nice to your apple tree because you want apples, but the other plants, they can just get water. That should be enough.
Here you go.
Be happy.
I worry about my apple plant.
Be happy.
My apple tree.
Be happy.
Well, the apple tree I wanted to, like in 10 years, I wanted to be like a real thing. I have this idea that we have photos of the kids with it. It's a little baby tree, and then like when they leave the house, we're kicking them out. 18, 20. I'm hoping it's like a real tree and can take another picture. You know what I mean? I think about the future, Louis.
Oh, so do I. So wait, where is your dude? I'm like, look at this. Anyways,
sacrifice for the pod, man.
Wait, where did you plant? Where did you plant your apple tree?
No gain. Just outside. Yeah.
In the back or no?
Yeah. About a month. It's been about 3 months maybe.
Yeah. Well, are you worried about the roots though? Like, where is it next to the wall?
I put it right next to the house, so the roots will grow underneath it, and then pull the foundation up and raise the house. No, it's like it's like almost in the middle of the backyard. So it's
what? So you ruin your grass area?
Well, it's not ruined. It's a beautiful little apple tree.
Yeah, but you can't play like sports there anymore because you have a tree in the middle.
These kids don't even go out there. No, it's not. There's still like that big area. You have the little. It's just the little grassy area right in front. So that one right in the smack dab in the middle is gonna be a nice shady tree. I'm gonna put a little bench in there. I want to just stare at the greenery. Think about my life.
No, but the good thing that you have 2 cats, Joao, because. No, let me tell you why. Because mice are attracted to sweet fruits like tomato, whatever you may have there. So I told you one of my cats is a feral cat, and he likes to be outside, and he kills all the mice that happen to come around.
Yeah, you told me.
Dude, sorry about that. Funny story.
Uh-oh.
We have a raccoon that keeps coming back, and that's scary.
Raccoons are scary.
Yeah, because
raccoons are relentless.
They're territorial.
They're
territorial.
Yeah.
So I had to put my foot down. A couple of days ago, my wife, she was defreezing a chicken that wasn't and she forgot about it. And so in the nighttime, one of my cats got she started jumping around. I was like, what's wrong with her? And then I looked outside, and it was a raccoon. He was about to eat the chicken that was left in the back. Oof. So dude, I had to get out of there and start banging things so he will be afraid, and he ran.
He's coming back, right?
Well, I got the chicken and I put it back in the freezer. We're still gonna eat it, Well, it didn't bite.
You're not supposed to refreeze defrosted meat, man. You're gonna get killed.
It's already killed. It's already killed, bro.
I'm saying you. Yeah, no, they're scary too. Like I remember, one time. Yeah, I had my mother-in-law came to visit with the fam. This was like about a year ago, and I was dropping them off at the airport on the way out. It was 3 a.m. And we left the house, and I was grabbing their suitcase, and there was like these 2 raccoons like hanging out by a tree, like we're in a bad neighborhood. Like one was literally had his arm across like this against the tree, waiting for me. Like it was a little.
It was gonna rub you, bro.
It was a little intimidating. I told them, by the way, you're on your own. I'm not going out there.
If the raccoon, I had to go and grab the water hose, and I started shooting because I'm like, he needs to know that he's not welcome. And at the beginning it's cute. At the beginning you're like, oh, look at this beautiful raccoon. It's like it looks like a bandit. And then my wife is like, oh yeah, she's so happy about it. I'm like, I read about it, and I read them being territorial, and then eventually they'll bring their family in. Eventually you cannot get out of the house because they're actually outside. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I don't think we want them to be around.
No.
Yeah. But
they get in your trash. They get everywhere.
Yeah. So hopefully, I shot water at him or her, hopefully that's enough because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy.
I like how you're very careful with genders. It could have been him. It could have been her. I don't know. I don't discriminate.
It could have been bi. You know, I don't.
Who knows? Who knows?
You know, it's funny how our soccer podcast just went completely to gardening and pets.
Yes, this is now a gardening podcast with Louis and Joao. Next week,
this is our south side.
Next week, the peppers ever grow in Joao's backyard.
My tomatoes, dude. I'm dripping. Did you see that? It just dripped like.
I even heard it. It was like.
My tomatoes are like, they're growing, but again.
Yeah.
You know, talking about children, you know, you let them be and you let them explore and you let them experience things. I'm weird, bro. Like I'm like, hey, can we let the tomato grow until it's ready to be taken down or taken off?
Yeah.
Not my wife. My wife's like, she's like a little green little boy. She wants to take it off and here, you can have it. I'm like, why?
My daughter's the same way. She wanted the tomato we thought was ready to go. She wanted to just cut it open right away. I'm like, why don't we cut it open when we want to actually use it? It's like, I'm not going to just gut it just to see if it's good, you know? It actually was not even kidding. We opened it up. I mean, I cut it into like little slices and stuff. And she goes, I don't like tomatoes. I'm like, what? What do you mean? This is your idea. Oh, man. What do you think, Louis? I'm worried about you and if you're hydrated enough. You think episode 60 is in the bag?
I already finished half of the bottle.
Yeah, you did.
I think I'm well hydrated, Joao. I think I'm well hydrated.
Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm worried about you less now. Except that's not sweat. It's like alcohol coming out of sweat pores. All right, brother. Episode 60 in the bag. Let's make sure this is a weekly show, okay? Why don't you show up to the pod next week? All right. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Priorities.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We've missed you. We're sorry again. I'm sorry again. I'm gonna write a poem.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
And then episode 61. I can't believe we're at episode 60. This is great. Let's get to 100.
I'm looking forward to 69, by the way.
Yeah, you are.
We're looking forward to 69.
Yeah, you are. You called yourself an adult a couple times in this episode. That was thrown out the window immediately.
69, I'm going to have a celebration with the wife.
Oh. I'm out of here.
If I'm still with her.
It went from soccer to gardening to just gross.
Porn.
All right, brother. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I forgot to record. I'm just kidding.
I'm
kidding.
Oh, I need to lose a few pounds, so that's okay. Let me stop this.
All right,
I'll
see you later.
Peace.